Hi everyone, can you hear me? I was just posting a link on all of the sites so everyone can be notified. Not 100% sure how long the delay is, so if someone asks a question, it might take, I don't know, about 30 seconds to a minute maybe for me to reply. So I'm sorry if the video is a bit choppy. It's because I'm so far away from my main router. I'm working on a solution to basically either hardwire it or create a bridge so the connection will be a bit stronger, and then I'll be able to stream in full HD. So the stream's going to go on till about 9 o'clock, which is in just under an hour's time. So hopefully by then, if everyone can use the share function, um, might be able to reach 10,000 subscribers live. That's brilliant. That's what women's are for, Pulse. The yellow ones I've got in there. There's a lone Pseudotropheus Daktari, and he's a wild caught male. I'm just trying to find some wild caught females for him, and then the other yellow ones are Pseudotropheus Saulosi, and I've got 3 of them holding so far, which is brilliant. So Kev's asked a question. What kind of material method do you use to keep the glass algae green free? At the moment I use you know, that filter media. It's like it polishes the water. I made a video on it quite a while back. I use that stuff to clean all the glass. I think that's the best one because you can see all the algae spots when you are using something white. It stands up really well. And also, now my algae is really established on my rocks, I don't have to have my lights on for that long during the day / evening. So I only have my lights on maximum of 4 hours a day now, and that really reduces the amount of algae that grows on the glass. Paul's asked, what rocks am I using? It's sandstone, Paul. My brother-in-law was knocking down a big wall, and I just basically robbed loads of it, and it was weathered. It's probably been out in his garden for years and years, so had a bit of algae on it. You can see that in my setup video, step-by-step video that I made about 11 months ago when I was setting up the tank in the old house. Do you mean regards to water movement, Ryan? Like using wave makers? Hang on, I was going to refresh my question. Alex has asked, is there anything you don't like about it? I don't know. I'm one of those fish keepers that always wants to be changing something. I gotta really basically all the time stop myself from making silly changes, because once I move like something like a rock, I'll end up spending hours probably hardscaping the whole tank again. So in regards to what I don't like about the tank at the moment, it's probably I'll be completely honest, my filtration. I'll be looking to upgrade from the Upon Solutions 1400. I'm going to replace with the FX6 very soon, so I'll be running, I would say, almost 4,000 litres per hour on the main tank. Dave's asked how long did the tank take to arrive. I think when I ordered it, Dave, it took me around about 5 weeks from ordering it to being delivered. I can't complain, because when it got delivered, I had really bad problems with my shoulder, and the delivery guy basically put it into place for me on his own. So they're really good tanks. Ryan, I think you'll get away with something around about maybe 55 gallons, probably about 6,000 litres per hour. So yours is gallon, we normally do it by litres. You just want to make sure whatever wave maker you're using just doesn't blow the fish against the glasses. If they can swim steadily in the in the flow of the actual wave maker, they'll be okay. So as long as it's not getting blown all over the tank. Got questions coming on my phone as well. Sorry about this. Have you ever had a bacterial bloom, and what's the best way to do it? If you have a bacterial bloom, some people say, and there's loads of like articles all over the web, to do small water changes. But I've also spoken to a lot of people that's had bacterial blooms. Personally, I've never had one. I've always used sort of mature filter media and stuff like that, so I've always dodged it. But if you ever get it, it normally takes between 7 to 14 days for it to clear. So I mean, to help it along, there's no harm in doing small water changes. But it's just one of those things that just has to sometimes run its course. So I wouldn't worry too much; it will clear up soon if you still got it. How long do you go before rescapes? Like I said before, it's when I get an urge. If I don't know, I see something, like if I'm watching a video on YouTube of what it looks like under the water, in Lake Malawi, and I see like a rock structure or something like that, and then I'll get an idea, and then I'll just go to the tank and start it. So it's I don't have specific times and dates when I do it, but it's probably often, probably too often. Plus, I've got to keep changing the way the tank looks as well to keep my subscribers and viewers sort of interested, because no one wants to look at the same tank over and over again. So is there anyone from the African Cichlid Hub Forum on? So you've got... When I first set mine up, Paul, I had basically about 18,000 litres per hour, and that was included the external filters as well, and that was probably pushing around about another 3,500. So then after a while, I noticed the more and more the fish were sifting through the sands and building breeding pits, it would dislodge a lot of the finer particles of substrate into the water, and then with the high rates of flow in the tank, it sort of made it more messier than what I liked. So I just cut it down to 6,000 litres per hour wave maker. I got it from All Pond Solutions. Hi Nathan. That's Nathan, one of our mods from the African Cichlid Hub Forum. And sorry if my voice is choppy as well. Trying to talk loud and as clear as possible. Thought that was you, Alex and Harty, yeah. Let's see if we can get 100 people watching. Everyone can press the share function. Wonder if it'll work. Questions? So you got, there's Paul. Yeah, I'll see if I can move a bit across to it's because I've had to hardwire obviously the camera into the laptop for the live stream, but I had to move the laptop as close as I could to my router source, which is about 20 meters away, because my fish room is on the other side of the property. So just if I go too quiet, just leave a comment and I'll get a bit louder. So is 15 too much? 15, darling. And I have 10. So it all depends, Ryan. 15 in the 55 gallon to some people might not look overstocked, or could look overstocked. You'll pick it up as you're getting along. You'll be able to sort of judge when a tank's too overstocked just by looking at aggression levels. If you've got too many different species mixed in, or species that look the same as well, that will cause a lot of aggression. Obviously with African cichlids we have to overstock to sort of reduce that, but 15, well, in my old 240 litre tank I had around about 25, but half of them were dwarf Mbuna. So just monitor. If there's too much aggression, try and introduce fish of the same species to groups that you've got already, and just see how that goes. What wave maker for a 330 litre tank? 330, you probably get away with one of the 3,000 litre ones. The dual nozzle ones were the best. I had one pointing towards sort of the substrate to move the debris around, and one towards the surface of the tank. All right, Dave, just seen your comment. My pleasure, John. So, Facebook Cichlid Central. And Macca. How many fish do I have in here at the moment? I think the last time I counted, if you go into my description, Alex, the video description, just click show more, you'll be able to see everything that's listed. So how many we got there? 2, 4, 3. Yeah, it's not as many as I like. I'll probably be introducing Saulosi to females actually, but I'm still deciding what tank to put next to it. So I don't know whether I'm gonna just hold off buying more stock until I get the other tank set up. It's Ashley. How you doing, Ash? Just let me know if you have it, if there's any errors on the video. Sorry, just trying. The stream should be coming through okay. Well, no problem, Paul. That's why the reason I started doing all these videos in the first place is because of people asking questions on forums, and I found that, especially for the beginner, a forum can be very daunting experience to sort of ask questions because you don't know what type of responses you're going to get. You know, I've always said I'm not a, well, when people say they're an expert in something, that means they've learned everything there is to learn, and I think no one can really say they're an expert when it comes to fish keeping because there's such a diversity of things that we should be learning and taking in. I like to think that I'm sort of a person that just helps people. I use my knowledge, and I'm lucky that I've been able to gain notoriety through this YouTube channel, and it reaches a lot of people. So thanks for watching. Mr. Lee. She also asked a question. Right, epic. I probably might set up another shelly tank actually. Been thinking about it. I've seen a few species that I might want to try out. The tank behind me is about 600 litres, Mr. Fish. Is anyone else losing connection? Because I can see everything that's running sort of fine my end. Yeah, I'm working on the connection. The next video should be a lot better. This one's just to find any problems and stuff so I can fix them for ongoing videos. It's because I'm not hardwired straight into the router. I'm actually using a wireless connection because I'm so far away from my router at the moment. Do you have any experience with Lake Victoria? I have Mbowe. I kept them in the past, and when I first started keeping Labidochromis, I made the mistake myself actually of keeping them with Mbuna, and their aggression far surpasses any sort of aggression that I witnessed in Ndonga, Labeotropheus, or any Tanganyikan. Labidochromis should be kept in groups of maybe one or two species in a in quite a large tank, I think. They keep saying error. I think other people are having the same problems. Just maybe refresh it, because you might have just close down all internet connections on your computer as well. Like turn down any other browsers that you have open. I might try and do a live stream every week, but what I might do is use a topic So I'll post it on the forum on my Facebook page as well. So if you're not on my Facebook page and you want updates, I always post sort of I don't know, pictures of stuff that I'm buying and the ideas that I'm talking about and funny pictures and stuff like that. So that's in the description as well if you want to get on there. So probably once a week. Do you think that's a good idea? Because I find it really hard to answer everyone's questions because the hours I work, having a young family, this is ideal for me because, you know, even if I upload sort of one good how-to video or something once a month, if I could do these maybe 4 times a month, I can sort of answer everyone's questions that I'm missing, that you've been asking on my videos. With over 100 videos, it's quite hard to keep on top of that, and with everything else as well. So if you have asked a question on one of the videos, I'm sorry that I haven't probably answered, but there, I just sort of gave you sort of a reason why. Wow. What's my favourite Malawi? Good question. I've had to say probably Protomelius stevenii, Taiwanese reef. Just the colours on that fish. I used to own one ages ago. It was amazing. I'll see if I can get a picture. Won't be a second. Be able to see it on the live stream. How long have we got left? Just going to add a picture to the live stream of my own stevenii. Yeah, sorry about the choppy connection. Yeah. When they're digging, Ryan, that's breeding behaviour, so there's no point stopping them. Just make sure if you've got any rocks, they're not laid on top of the sand or the substrate. Either lay them directly onto egg crate or onto the glass, because if they dig, they'll dig the sand around and underneath the rock as well, and it will dislodge the rocks. Mr. Fish. I've done a marine tank before. I've got a 3-part sort of playlist where I set up a nano tank, and about, I think it was 4 or 5 months after setting it up, I woke up one morning and the night before a couple of weeks before, I transferred it over to a 60-litre tank, and it wasn't a new tank. And now I still regret it to this day, but had a slow leak through the night, and I lost basically all my stock. So I might do it again. I've just started a little shrimp planted tank. I'm loving that. It's full of red cherry shrimps, and a few bumblebees. I've got a few galaxy raspberries in there and stuff. So me and my son sort of set that up. Yeah, that's what I might do actually. Try and just get one of those large Ethernet cables and just hardwire it straight in. Because at the moment I've got a HD camcorder, webcam, but I'm having to stream in 480p just to keep it not really laggy. So I think it's still laggy. How many litres was your tank again, Jamie? Sorry. Has my missus ever No, Rob. If anything, she's when I've sort of been a bit down in the dumps about the hobby, because we all get that now and then, especially when I make videos all the time. Well, I used to make videos all the time. I would be worrying about not having enough ideas and stuff. And to be honest, my missus used to give me help with ideas. She loves it because I'm introducing the kids into looking after animals, and I think fish and stuff is just part and part. I think we've all had fish throughout our lives, so yeah, no, she hasn't threatened. Well, maybe. I can't remember. Well, if she's going to throw me out, I've got a fish room I can live in. It's nice and warm in here at the moment. Mbuna type. Did not work for me. I've kept 5 males. What ratio females should I have? 3 to, it's basically 1 to 3 ratio isn't anything good, but if you've got quite a lot of males, say you've got 2 males of the same species, always try and go 3 to 1. So, but depends on how you can source the females as well. Try and mix the females up from different places, so you're mixing the bloodlines. So if you got like 2 males, maybe go 5 to 7 sort of females, maybe, depending on how much you want them breeding. I haven't done that in mine because I've sort of selected the species that are not overly aggressive, so I don't have to stock loads of females with them. So yeah, pretty lucky that way. You should be okay. The hara, Nathan, he's up around about 7 inches now. Yeah, 6, 7 inches, just around about there. He's one of the wild caught males as well. HMA. Someone was asking me this the other day where I work. HMA filters. I've always been a strong believer. If it's not broken, don't mess with it. African cichlids are so robust fish. It depends. If your tank is full of wild caught, and then obviously you've got to make precaution. Make sure you're having precautions along the way with regards to water quality and everything like that. But I don't see any use for HMA. You've seen probably how I do my water changes. I've just got buckets here where I premix my salts and everything, and my dechlorinator. But other than that, I drain it straight from the tank and then fill it up from a hose. I've never had any problems using that way. Oh, 300 litres is it, Jamie? Yeah, you might get away with it. Just yeah, if you push the one towards the rocks, you should be okay because that will dislodge the waste from around the rocks. You're not going to get it all out. You just might have to siphon some out. You're doing your maintenance, but other than that. Um, what's my lighting combination? I'm using Aquatics Aqualumite 2, and I've got, I think it's one blue antennic, then one 50/50 is like a marine white and marine blue sort of mixed together. 2 marine whites and a sort of a day glow, like tropical tube, to bring out the yellows and oranges of the blues of the fish. I use the blue tubes to help encourage algae growth on the rocks. Dean, how many males? Yeah, Nathan. I think this one's gone far beyond that. It's massive. No, Mr. Fish, never kept them. I've heard a few horror stories about them, how when your fish are breeding, how they come along and they just basically rob the eggs before the females get to fertilize them, if you get what I mean. So the only sort of anything different than Malawi or Tanganyika I've kept in my tank are bristlenose plex. And I found when they get a bit big, they get really lazy. So now I just do the maintenance myself. Can you get a bigger? Is there any option of having a bigger tank, Dean? So your options of species and stuff there'll be loads of different options open to you then. If you keep sort of on the car in a 260 litres, it's not going to be quite a lot because of the size that some of the species can grow, which can be 8, 9, 10 inches. And plus, even though they're all male and there's no females in that tank, you're still going to have aggression problems with them. And a lot of people find when they're adding males to an all-male tank, it's more about trial and error. If one male kicks off in there, you just have to monitor that one. If it starts getting really, really bad, you're going to have to either put it into a sort of a holding tank, calm it down so it drops down the pecking order, or move it on to someone else. But 260 litres, it really depends, because I can't foresee sort of what type of aggression problems you're going to have and what species you want to keep. If you sort of said, would these species mix in a 260 litre tank, it might be a bit different, maybe. What got Right, so what's the first cichlid you ever kept? And what is your favourite? The first one that I kept. Yeah, I'd probably have to say the first Mbuna that I kept was probably things like Metriaclima Estherae, or commonly known as red zebra. Then you've got the I can't remember it now. Pseudotropheus Saulosi. I'm sure there was a Kenai in there as well. Yeah, I made the common mistake when starting out, not doing research and stuff, and I went to the mixed tank and I didn't ask enough questions. I went head first into it. I think that's why I took it upon myself to find out as much as I can about this hobby, actually keeping African cichlids, because of the mistakes that I made, and I wanted to help out people that might basically get in the same situation. So I thought if I can prevent people from losing money and stuff, I'll be quite happy. What got you into the hobby and why? Sorry. I've been keeping fish, God, since I was a kid, Paul. When I used to live out in Australia, all types of fish. I can't really remember what started me in the hobby. I might have seen someone's tank, just like a lot of people do, and keep their own sort of fish, and then you sort of grow on your hobby, don't you? Because people that want to learn taking a lot of things, and you sort of expand your knowledge base, and that's why you always want to change your tanks and stuff. Maybe that's why I still think my experience is growing to this day. So I can't really remember what started me off, but it's a good question. I'll have to think about that one. Really enjoyed part of it. Yeah, I saw that comment that you left for Justin Douglas. I'm sure Justin really appreciated that. And that's what we set the forum up for, to help people like yourself. Got fish tanks. Yeah, you can't have too much flow in your tank to the stage where your fish are getting hammered up against the glass, which I've seen before, and it's quite crazy actually. There's a difference between having too much flow and too much filtration. I would never have too much flow in regards to tank circulation. Just enough, like I mentioned at the beginning of the live stream, as long as they can swim fine heading into the flow, they'll be okay, because most of the lake is tidal. Many people don't know, and these Mbuna will live right up against the rocks in the heavy currents. And if you ever seen any videos sort of online, you'll see how strong it is. But in a tank, there's glass stopping them in the lake. They can sort of get away from and hide from the currents, if you get what I mean. How many litres? I change around about 300 litres a week, Alex. I might do a video on catching fish, but it's pretty generic. Big tanks, especially tanks with loads of rocks in, it's almost impossible to catch them without pulling out all the rocks. So there's a little tip that I use, and I don't know if anyone else does it. I turn the lights off, I don't know, before they're supposed to be turned off, and say around about middle of the night, maybe 12 o'clock. If I need to catch fish for a certain reason, maybe for sale or catch a holding female, which I haven't done for a long time, what you can do is get a torch and as quick as you can locate the fish that you want, open the tank, and then sneaky net in and net it up, because that fish is dead docile. You've got a window probably around about 5 minutes to try and catch that fish. So hopefully let me know if that works. I do 60% watch. 10 to 20 yeah, anything over sort of 20 ppm, that's going to be causing you excuse me, problems. So basically, when you're doing your water test, your reading should be 0 and up to around about 15, 20 ppm. Anything over, that's when you need to be sort of worrying. When do most cichlids become sexually mature? It depends on, again, what species. Dwarf and Mbuna, I don't know, for some reason they seem to reach sexual maturity quicker than some of the larger of the species, especially the Masoni. I've had, when I used to keep a large group around about 20, they used to breed at around about an inch in length at around about 6 months old. So, do you live by the coast? Yeah, I do. I'm from North Wales, Alex. So I live right on the coast. Anyone got any more questions? I've got about 10 minutes left of live streaming, and then the video will sort of be uploaded so everyone else can sort of watch it as well. Do you want me to zoom in? Okay. I don't know how clear it's going to be. Are there any dwarf species of Almacara? Like, there's a few, Dean. I'll probably give you a message back on that one, because there is quite a few of them that you'll be able to stock that don't get too huge. Right, so I zoom in on the fish the last 10 minutes. I hope everyone sort of I know it's a test and the video was a bit choppy and everything. I do apologise about that. I've almost hit 10,000 subscribers as well. I thought I might have hit it during the live stream if everyone clicked the share button, but not to worry, I'm happy. Oh, hang on. How many am I off? Can anyone see? Seven subscribers away. That's brilliant. What are your future plans? My future plans is to grow the channel as big as I can and to help as many beginners as I can. We've all been a beginner at one stage, and I know this might sound daft, but I wish I had somewhere maybe like the African Cichlid Hub where I could have went to when I first started out. It took me quite a while to sort of find really good forums and good videos, especially proper how-to videos, not by someone that claims to know everything, but just another fellow enthusiast that doesn't hold himself too high, if that makes sense. Hope it does. Yeah, I'm going to be setting up some new tanks and everything, so I've got a lot set for the future. Just got a lot going on with work, and hopefully these live streams and a few more other videos might sort of tie everyone over until I can get more things concrete. Right, so I can get some close-ups of these fish. Bear with me. If it cuts off during me getting some close-ups, I just want to say thanks everyone for watching and tuning in, and if you can, click the share button so everyone else can see my channel, and hopefully by the morning I should have hit 10,000 subscribers, which would be awesome. So that's a holding female, another holding female. Oh, she's a bit dark. So you can see all the Saulosi males there. Hongi male, Lanisticola male, hara male. Massive. Saulosi females. Patricki, Jalo Reef there. He's looking old now, he is. That's the Daktari wild caught male. There you go. There's one holding Saulosi. I don't know where the other ones are hiding. As far as I'm aware, Paul, it's pronounced Pseudotropheus Saulosi. There's things on the net that will help you pronounce them. I'm probably getting them slightly wrong. It depends as well where you're from in the world. Like some people say the Masoni, they say Demasoni. I say Demasoni. It's weird. And same with Mbuna. I used to say Mbuna. It's just from where I'm from. But obviously the correct pronunciation is Mbuna. A luminous fish. I was hoping there might have been some breeding that you would have been able to witness, but I think they're all a bit tired now. So when I'm doing this, I can't actually see anyone asking any questions or anything because I'm having to look at my web Wirecast for YouTube screen, so I can actually see what I'm pointing the camera at. Can you see him there? He comes across. He's really dark. That's an Afra deep balloon of the Ndonga. That's from a wild caught, and he's got his female holding. Out of the way so you can see the teeth on these things. But I would class him as maybe a dwarf species as well. It's more elongated for an Afra. That guy apparently is the only shell dweller in Lake Malawi, but I'm not 100% sure because the shells that he must be getting are huge, because he's up around about 4-5 inches, and there's his two females, both holding as well. I order all my fish online, Alex, if I can. I built up some really good friendships with some quality breeders and who I trust. Nothing wrong with local fish shops, but it's always best to get ones that specialise in African cichlids. And plus, if you use good breeders, you can also get some good discounts as well. What I'll do when this video ends, I'll go through and try and answer questions that I've missed. I'll just reply to you guys, as the live stream's pretty much over now. Let's have a look. Can you still? Is the stream? Is it still streaming? Can I see males again? Let me see. Well, everyone, I want to say thanks for everyone that's tuned in. I think we didn't get quite up to 100 people watching, but not many people really know about it. So hopefully I'll do one probably around this time next week, or I might do it on Sunday night, depending. We'll pick a topic and we can all discuss, and everyone can have their say. Maybe that might be a good idea, and I might try and interview some other YouTubers or some people that are well recognised in the African Cichlid community. I might try Ad Honnings. I have spoken to him a couple of times. I might try the likes of Larry Johnson, and there's a guy called Michael as well, who I've recently found out via Twitter that he was one of the original people out in Lake Malawi. He discovered species and stuff like that. So if that's something that you want to see, I can try and do something like that for you as well. Because not only do I want to upload sort of what I want to upload, but I want to upload stuff that you guys want to see. So you have to sort of let me know in comments and stuff like that. And it's still streaming. It's my pleasure for doing this. I enjoy doing it. It doesn't feel like I'm going out of my way to do it. I've had some free time, which is a rarity, and I've enjoyed actually getting everything set up. And I'm glad that it's worked, but it hasn't worked as well as I wanted because it's not in HD and it's a bit choppy. So hopefully by this time next week we can get this fixed. See that guy there? That's a wild caught Afra Manda, and his female is there holding. Right, everyone, I'm going to call that a day. It's been over an hour now live streaming. I'm sure you guys want me to stay longer, but I got quite a bit to do now. Questions to answer and stuff, but the video will be uploaded as well, so you can sort of watch it back and see if I answer your questions okay. If not, leave a comment. I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. Alright everyone, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.